You hear me?
Yes.
I'm gonna go without the headphones. Having the headphones fucking up.
Hey everybody, thank you. Welcome back to the Convo Couch. I am Fiorella Isabel, and Pasta will be here shortly. Are we good, Oz? Or okay. Back to the combo. Okay.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Perfect. Okay.
All right, let's do it. Wow. And I lost. Hey!
Are we? Okay. Are we there? Because. Okay, got it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear Fee in the background. She's there. You see my pretty face. Welcome back to the Convo Couch, everybody. Fiorella, Pasta, Jonny Sue hanging out, Oz on the ones and twos. Not a crazy long show today, fam, but a good one. A lot of things I can't wait to hear your opinion on because, you know, we've been out there watching these elections, running them down, scrutinizing them, observing every little bit of it. And when you're in that bubble, you're in that bubble. But now we step out and you come back to America, fam. And it's the same old poo-poo. Your thoughts?
Yeah.
What's going on with Twitter? Go ahead.
Well, yeah. Well, the Twitter stuff. I mean, it's just ridiculous right now, man. We're talking about, you know, and I said it on Jason Burma's show, which you guys should check out. I was on his show earlier today, and then yesterday I was on Alex Rubinstein show with what's her name? Mila. I was gonna say it wrong. Mila. And they're really great. They're also on point. So you guys should check that one out. But they're
on Rokfin.
They're on Rokfin. And we were talking about, you know, like the difference between the left in Latin America and the left here and the left, right? Like, so it's just kind of like, it's frustrating to come back and see that people are up to the same bullshit, discussing things like, you know, the Build Back Better as if it's anything good, like it's not. And here's Joe Biden again with the same crap, the same administration policies that Trump had, right? And so like all of this is coming back and it's just like obvious, like what's happening here. And it's just very frustrating to kind of, everything else seems so petty right now because we just got done watching countries fight against imperialism and succeed and you know, and organize and do all these things. And then you come to America where the left is just like talking about bullshit, like high school bullshit between the squad and the Republicans, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Boebert, and the right does it too. They're part of this whole thing. And it's really just, we're so distracted.
Yeah. Today, I'm kind of glad because we get to go after later on in the show when it will be eventually Rokfin only. We'll get there as we talk about the boop boop and more other things. And there's a lot of Republicans that have to be called out today on today's
Absolutely.
show. For those people like the David Pacmans and the Emma Viglins and the Sam Cedars who goes, well, they don't go after Republicans. We're starting off the show telling you that today we'll be going after Republicans as well. But wait, fam, we have a full Democratic House over here. We have the top of the ticket in our boy Joe Biden, who says one thing, but then later on says another. The guy's been a world-class professional liar. He finished second place to Anthony Fauci, I think, in the lie-off competition. But here he is, fam, again, talking about Donald Trump's policy to remain in Mexico is dangerous, inhumane, and goes against everything we stand for as a nation of immigrants. My administration will get rid of it, man. And what's happening, fam? Your boy Peter Dow puts it up. Biden is implementing remain in Mexico. It's the same policy over and over again, fam. Your thoughts?
I mean, this is what we said would happen. And a lot of these people, you know, denied it, saying that you were a white man, racist and privileged for not voting for Joe Biden. I mean, now they're influx facilities, you know, and it's this topic just boils my blood more after going to Latin America and going to the countries that the Obama administration, with the Biden administration, is a continuation of, because we know Biden is in charge. We know the national security state apparatus is in charge. Clearly, it's very, very obvious. Joe Biden cannot talk his way out of a paper bag. Like you know, and so what's happening now is just a continuation. It's a status quo. As we said, every single policy that Joe Biden ran on that duped these progressives, he has gone back on. Every single one of them. He is continuing basically the Trump era policy because we don't have real presidents here. Like the United States is government, the Pentagon, and the agencies are in charge. And it's never been more clear than it is now. And just going into Latin America and seeing the damage we did and how these people are fighting against that, and in spite of all the adversity, are succeeding. This is why it boils my blood, because that's what we did. That's what the United States government did. And we have to give a lot of credit to these people for fighting against the empire, right? And having just so little to begin with, things that we take for granted. It's actually made me more, people think, oh, you're going to a Central American country, you're probably going to hate it. You're going to see why, it's so much better in America. It's the opposite has happened. The opposite has happened.
I got my Nicaraguan shirt on. I got my Cuban cigar. And, I got my Honduras breakfast I had this morning. I just loved our whole experience because you see people not take the little things in life for granted on top of everything. And they are fighting. They're fighting to get the boot of America's imperialism off their neck. And that's the thing that's just so like, it just boils my blood to see people still talking about what's going on the border rather than the fucking imperialism and the policies which lead for mass migration. And we saw it. We met people who said, yeah, our friends in 2017, they just took off with this government. They left. They went to America. They were so surprised that they stood behind the election results in 2017 of Juan Orlando Hernandez in Honduras. And that's why they migrate here. That's when the caravan started. Everything has come full circle, fam, to the time you went down to Tijuana to talk to these people. And the fact is that the left, and let's be honest, I wrote down in my notes over here, when we met a lot of these people in Nicaragua, when we met some people in Honduras, we're talking about the international observers, people that have lived in the States, they say there is no left in America. There is no left in America. They don't know what leftism is about. And for us to go able to see it with our very own eyes, to tell our audience, to tell the people out there is no left in America, it's confirmed. We don't have a left. We have a bourgeoisie synthetic left at best.
Based pasta.
Thank you. By the way, everybody on YouTube, share this right now because we've been getting censored. We've been getting shadowed banned. There's no other good show on right now. There's a lot of
stop.
On.
There is a show. There's a Misty show starts today.
Show. All right, but
that one.
I was going to rag on status quo, but I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't do that. But the people who actually get off their ass and go down to South and Central America are here right now to give you the scoop of what's going on. So yeah, let's do that. Let's get to the next part. Like, share. Thank you, over in Rokfin. By the way, Trey Wright, first one in the Dore fam, saying hi.
Trey.
On the poll today, which was if you were stuck on an island, which member of the Convo Couch would you want with you? And Fee is obviously winning that poll. But Trey, you Benedict Arnold, he didn't vote for us. He voted for you, Fee. And he says, I love all of you, dank. It's lit, beautiful motherfuckers. And we love you too, Trey, right?
Love you, Trey.
So the second part, fam, of this is, I wanted to point out some other moments of hypocrisy. I saw Nick and Compton J doing a little segment on this the other day, talking about there's so many things now that the Democrats are really just, they play team sports is what, Steve says. And, it's so obvious now because the same exact things that happened under Trump, they're just renamed and rephrased and repackaged with the Democrats. Remember, they were kids in cages when Donald Trump was the president, but now, fam, they became mass influx facilities.
Exactly. It's aesthetics. That's it. That's it. Like, I mean, that's it.
But it's the same.
They practice. Yeah, they practice the same exact policy and change the label. That's it. And like that's what we have in America is a faux left interested in aesthetics policy, like things that sound good, like make them feel good, but not tangible material conditions changing. And that is something that we have to move past.
What's the reason for that? Is it narcissism?
I think it's a lot of propaganda that people are buying. It's a lot of infiltration. The channels, the people. Somebody tweeted something out. Andrew Mandel, I think he tweeted something. The amount of money that a lot of these people like Kyle Kalinske, Crystal Ball, how much money they're worth, Hassan Piker. And it just, the loudest voices, the voices that are most amplified as progressives, do they have their pulse on the working class? They don't, because they're not. And I'm not saying you can't have, you can't be a millionaire and not have empathy, because I've seen people who have money have empathy and have their pulse. But I am saying a lot of these progressive voices that are amplified as being, as being the ones to listen to when it comes to politics are not the ones that are actually on the ground reporting, challenging the system. And those are the things that are getting views. A lot of also the progressive and is interested in like debates and like, but arguments. Those aren't debates, they're arguments. Real debates, like, they're great. Like seeing different discussions, those things are great. But when it comes, there's a lot of ego in this whole, in the progressive world. And I mean, Steve has talked about it ad nauseum, right? So they do this whole, it's the same cycle. And it's more apparent to me now, even more apparent after going into Central America and seeing what they're doing, putting us to shame.
Yeah. A lot of times too, as well, it's not how you get your money. I mean, it is how you get your money. It's also where you get your money from, right? Like we understand where Sam Cedar and Emma get a lot of their money from. They're subdivisions of big networks, TYT with the Katzenberger cash and stuff. So, I'm not gonna, hold somebody, look at somebody at the same light that goes and gets money directly from the people that are supporting them. That is a very important thing to kind of point out as well. And, when it comes to it, fam, when we're talking about why the Democrats are this way, like the progressives that have become now the new Democrats, whatnot, I do think a lot of it is white savior complex, that they want to have the opportunity to be the savior, of a situation and wag their fingers at people who think differently than them. Like they're the ones wearing the cloak of virtuosity. And that's the same. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's the same mentality that colonizers had. So in their attempt, because we have had our friends in Nicaragua complain about Americans doing that, right? And their attempt to wag their finger, oh, you're not talking about abortion rights or LGBTQ issues enough at another country to tell them how to run their country. Like that sense of white saviorism is still part of that mentality. Like they think they're being anti-racist, but in actuality, what they're doing is the same thing, just in a different way. Yep. Like it's yeah.
You're absolutely right. And you know what? That's something that we discovered too, as well as the Convo Couch, when, you didn't see it. It was like this cryptic kind of racism of like, oh, how dare you have an opinion and step out of line, you woman of color, you should be with us. And it's like a white savior saying that shit. We also remember when everybody's telling you got to vote out Trump, the judges, fam, you can't, the Supreme Court, the judges, fam. Well, the Democrats agreed to confirm 15 judges for Trump. There's Chuck the Schmuck. So they all confirmed him and they hightailed on vacation out of town, fam. What about the judges? Aren't the judges important?
That was the number one argument that people were using, I think, besides immigration and environment. It was that one. The judges forever. First of all, yeah, we should fix the fact that there's no term limits on judges, for one. And like the Trump judges, like they were like, but you have to think of Roe v. Wade, blah, blah, blah. If the Democrats gave a crap about Roe v. Wade, they would have cemented that a long time ago. This is just the thing they use to fearmonger people into voting for them, right? Because the Republicans do it too. This is a two-player, like a two, this is duopoly, like the illusion of a duopoly, even because at this point it's not. We know it's an oligarchy, right? But this is what they do. They feed off each other. They fearmonger off of each other. The right calls Kamala Harris and Joe Biden communists, and the left, the liberals, call them the right-wingers Nazis. When we know that neither of those are true, but it's used to fearmonger people.
Yeah, and it's also meant to divide, and it does a good job. Talking about that sweet, soft imperialism, fam, with a nice little touch. Kamala Harris literally going and telling people from the global south not to come here, not taking any accountability. We'll stop with our imperialism. We'll close down our 78 bases in your hemisphere, and we'll let you people decide your own fate. No. Just don't come here. Deal with the American fucking puppets that are freaking fascist pigs that are, go on murdering sprees, and most of them working with the CIA that are drug traffickers. Don't worry about them, but don't come here.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, and I know you're going over everything.
About making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
Pam, do not come.
I know. And I know you're going over everything they've done so far, but like the thing is like, guys, when are you going to learn? No, they're not learning. That's the thing. They're already arguing as to who they're going to vote for.
Yeah.
Who's Pete Buttigieg or Kamala Harris? You don't have fair elections in this country. You do not have fair elections in this country. Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather get smacked across the face with a large mackerel, right? Than vote for Pete Buttigieg or
a giant mackerel.
Giant mackerel. And vote Democrat for that more sensitive imperialism, fam. We caught this sticker out there, this bumper sticker out there. But this is what it's like. And it's really not even softer, the imperialism. Go ahead, Oz, you can show this one. It's not softer, the imperialism. The voice and the tone of what they're saying is more, you know, sensitive. We can't get out of Afghanistan because we have to support women. You know, we can't not jostle with Putin because he doesn't like gay people. You know, like these are reasons to go to war with people because of, you know what I'm saying, the American culture battle has to be taken and spread all around the globe.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's going to be no uprising in America as long as what is considered left here continues doing that, continues just fixating on the culture war instead. And then, of course, when you point that out, you get called a, you know, right winger, or you get called like, oh, you're shifting. No. We're just pointing out how ineffective you are, how ineffective our policies are. I'm obviously riled up today. So.
I know you are. Being an anti-imperialist and election integrity activist and person who wants to have freedom of speech and protection of our civil liberties now makes you a right winger in the United States. That's the crazy part. The progressives have lost the plot. But remember, you were saying that the judges in the Supreme Court, that was the number one issue. And that became one of the number one issues because at one point it was like, well, you know, Bernie Sanders says that Donald Trump is a man who believes that global warming is a hoax invented by the Chinese. So some people were actually saying that, well, you know, Biden is a little bit better on climate change. But fam, I have a little video for you here right now. Remember after the primaries, he did the bait and switch and went to, I'm not going to ban fracking, man. Come on. Here's the video. Check it out.
The executive order also directs the Secretary of the Interior to stop issuing new oil and gas leases on public lands and in offshore waters wherever possible. We're going to review and reset the oil and gas leasing program. Like the previous administration, we'll start to properly manage, unlike it, we're going to start to properly manage lands and waterways in ways that allow us to protect, preserve them, the full value that they provide for us for future generations. Let me be clear, and I know this always comes up, we're not going to ban fracking. We'll protect jobs and grow jobs, including through stronger standards like controls from methane leaks and union workers willing to install the changes. Unlike previous administrations, I don't think the federal government should give handouts to big oil to the tune of $40 billion in fossil fuel subsidies. And I'm going to be going to the Congress asking them to eliminate those subsidies. We're going to take money and invest it in clean energy jobs in America. Millions of jobs in wind, solar, and carbon capture. In fact, today's action is going to help us increase renewable energy production from offshore wind and meet our obligation to be good stewards of our public lands. It establishes an...
He's lying. He lied.
I can't. I mean,
he did none of those. None of those things.
Stop drilling on public lands and offshore where possible. What do you mean where possible? That's, you know what I'm saying? The code speaking, he had a hard time getting it out. And then the virtue signaling. I don't think we should be giving public subsidies. So I'm going to go into Congress and ask them to stop, knowing that they're not going to stop giving subsidies. They will always give them subsidies. And then the virtue signaling, we're going to invest in wind and solar. And then you say you're not going to ban fracking right after the primaries where you were all about, let's ban fracking. I mean, the hypocrite Joe
I mean, but also, he did none of that. But again, the Build Back Better positions that are being amplified by many progressive voices. I mean, I'm extremely disappointed in the Bernie left for acting still like Build Back Better is a good thing. Like, it's not. It's trash. It is absolute disaster. And it's not just trash. It's extremely dangerous. Build Back Better is the Great Reset. It's the fourth industrial revolution. And the policies in it, let alone the taxing monitoring of the IRS, the driving tax bullshit, like, and then of course the gigantic handouts to the 1%, like all of that alone should tell you that. But yet I still see progressives, oh, please include a few of these good things that you are no longer including, in this thing. It's a good thing. It's not a good thing. Why do these people, like, you have to be like, start paying attention. Like, start paying attention. That's like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, stop pushing faux progressive bullshit. That's not progressive. It's not helping. There is nothing in that Build Back Better that is going to help the working class materially. It's not going to do anything. It is an insult to the working class. Why are you fighting about it when Republicans are saying no to it? Just because you have to oppose Republicans? Just because you don't like Tulsi Gabbard? I don't give a shit if you don't like her. Like, I'm just so, and it's important voices. Like, you shouldn't be backing this disastrous bill.
It's 2,400 pages or 2,900 pages. I don't know what's going on. The one Democrat who voted against it, Jared Golden from Maine, I have pointed out before, was one of the only people on the floor of the Congress when it came to the CARE Acts to say these bills are so long, they don't give us time to read it, and there are parts written in it that look like it was written by a lobbyist that you can drive a truck so through.
Because it was.
So many holes. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, and yet people throw this shit out here without even knowing what's in these bills. I think Misty the other day had a disagreement with somebody on Twitter, we'll call it that, and the person pretty much agreed that they didn't read the bill as well. You know what I'm saying? But yet it's so confident for it and wants to push it. And we talk about the infrastructure bills. How many presidents have had infrastructure bills going back? They all have infrastructure bills. Nothing ever gets done. You know, we've had projects that have come out of money in Congress go to third parties, like no bid contracts, and the work never gets done, and they pocket the money, the third party contractors. This is a common practice here. If they really cared about building back better, they would have small individual bills in each section, have robust debate on the floor about what's going on, but they don't. The Congress is bought off. We have no friends in Washington, and this is what they're pushing forward. And some of you on the left are taking these cliches, these bumper stickers, and going out and selling it as if it's something positive or something good. You're virtue signaling, and it's enough is enough. You're not helping anymore. You're hurting. You're hurting. Okay, you're actually proving that you're more dangerous than the Republicans, because at least they're admitting who they are. You're trying to act like you're something special out there for the people, and you're allowing these criminals in Congress to go ahead and elevate them for their bullshit, for them doing nothing. Tweeting is not legislating. Get your head together and let's go already.
Yeah, tweeting Medicare for all. Let's have Medicare for all every day.
The reason
I'm
why
not in Congress, so I can tweet. I'm not in Congress. If I were in Congress, hello, come on, Jesus Christ. I know people would say that
all the time. The reason why I said tweeting is not legislating is because Black in the Empire, who's in the chat hanging out, hey, I caught y'all live. It's a miracle. He said that the other day. I was like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? My man, he finishes my words sometimes. He knows what's going on in my brain and how to express it properly. Thank you so much. You know, on this show, we love Dontel. We love Daryl. These are some people we tell you unapologetic. Watch these people. These are great people. I can't wait to see more of them. I would like to see more shows. You get to catch them at certain hours. It's really fun. But they're great. And thank you so much, Black in the Empire, for hanging on out. Everybody on the YouTube, do me a favor. Share it right now. We are getting demonetized, censored, shadow banned, the whole 9 yards. Since we've gone to Central America, His Twitter has been taken down. It's been ridiculous, guys. So we need your help. Thank you to all us, the Super Rays. Thank you to all who helped us on our GoFundMe, on our Patreon. But right now, we need your help just liking and sharing, putting it up on Twitter, Facebook. Let's get the news out that the Convo Couch is doing a show.
All righty.
Fam.
Yeah. Let's go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start this off here on YouTube, but eventually we're going to bounce on over to Rokfin. So please get to Rokfin if you got a chance. If you're not a Rokfin follower, you don't have to sign up. You can just go on over and chill out and watch for free. And it's easy to do so. Fam, one of your favorite journalists out there, Walker Bragman, right?
That's not a journalist.
I gotcha.
But okay.
There was an article.
You know how I feel.
I know. You know how I feel about Walker Bragman. He's made comments about me, never even tried to reach out to me and talk to me or anything. So the headlines, pretty much another Omicron case is detected in the U.S., this time in Minnesota, a Minnesota resident who had traveled to New York City. And Walker Bragman tweets out, and that's that. We need to lock down now.
What did Fax Blumenthal say?
Fax Blumenthal said neurotic shut-ins like Walker won't be happy until everyone is under de facto house arrest. Actual prisoners are in cells 23 hours without trial. Government stopping education for the poor youth. African economies go deeper into debt, and Amazon stocks soar and massive starve so they can feel the safeness that Walker Bragman is talking about, fam. Your thoughts on this all around?
I mean, my thoughts are there are very few people right now speaking out against these mandates. And we, the people who are, Max, us, and a few others, are being extremely smeared, called anti-vax. I mean, Ben Dixon just called Max Blumenthal some sort of a full-on anti-vaxxer, blah, blah, blah. Max Blumenthal has never said, like, he's anti-vax. So there, right there, that's a smear job. He's been avidly against the mandates. And it's just hilarious to me to watch these people like Walker just like demand more government power with this current government, right? You don't even have the excuse of saying, well, I trust the government. No, this is a government run by psychopaths with an industry that has poisoned and killed people for decades. And you're demanding these agencies that have nefariously been doing that. You're demanding that these agencies grow in their power and demand lockdowns for something that it's not necessary. It's a percentage of the population. And we can talk more about that after, but the reality is to demand lockdowns is going to destroy our economy more than it already is. It's already tanking. And he's absolutely right. What's happening in Australia and Africa and all of these countries all over the world is going to destroy the economy. And you know who's gonna really feel the brunt of that, Walker? It's the working class, the marginalized people you say you advocate for on their behalf. People like Walker advocate for feel-good bullshit. Oh, I support LGBTQ issues. Oh, he, she, they, them. Oh, I'm so like pro, BLM. But at the end of the day, pushing policies like this, these are the policies that destroy those people. And that's what these people who call themselves communists and socialists, hello, have you read Marx? He talks about materialism, dialectical material conditions. They're not paying attention to any of that. It's all about the virtue signal, as you say. And I'm just sick and tired of these people calling those of us who are saying, wait a minute, hold off. We shouldn't be segregating people. We shouldn't be shutting down, smearing us as something we're not. And that's exactly what's happening here because of this, because of standing up and being one of the few people telling the truth and actually speaking out about this. And then history is going to look back and realize this is wrong. What's happening is wrong. Yeah. Sorry.
And let's be honest, too, something we don't talk about enough is that, okay, well, what does the lockdown, who does it really affect? Who gets affected in a lockdown? Let's say if it did work to stop the spread, because it doesn't, because most people take the virus home or whatever and bring it to their family and spread it to everybody in the house. We understand that that's an issue. But who really suffers for lockdown? We understand now that small businesses, a lot of them are not even coming back. They've been destroyed, shut down, killed. I think you mentioned the fact, or Fax Blumenthal mentioned that Amazon and all these other big entities, their profits are soaring because now you're forced to use them instead of the little guy or the local guy. Remember that? Support small businesses, support black businesses, all that stuff that's going on. Well, all those are getting closed right now. You know what I'm saying? And look who's soaring, all the big companies. What about cancer patients or people who would normally get screening that they would find cancer in their system? That has gone off the charts, fam, because now people don't go to the doctors all the time. And a lot of people are getting cancer and it's too late because they're huddled up in their house and locked down. So that's another reason why we can't do it for the cancer patients. What about the youth? What are we doing? We're going to be raising a whole group of fucking psychos right now because we put these kids inside. We haven't let them go out and play. We've made them wear masks when they're at their desks. It's just a shame what we're doing to the youth.
They're isolating us. That's
Yes.
that's what it is. You know, human beings are social creatures. I mean, literally by nature, you need to be out there with people. Like this is absolutely devastating psychologically. And we haven't even begun to unravel the level of devastation that it's having on a lot of us, especially young people. I mean, I know suicide rates have gone up, depression rates in kids have gone up, like everybody. I mean, I know because my sister's younger and you know, they've talked about that before. It's insane.
Domestic violence has almost doubled. It's been ridiculous since these lockdowns have started. People are inside. They're getting on each other's nerves.
Crime is going up.
Crime is like now going way through the roof and stuff. How about opioid addiction, right? Fam, over 100,000 deaths last year, opioid addiction. This is bad because people are there, their mental health. And not only that, these lockdowns and stuff, they've made it so these people who are leaving us, who've been here on this planet for many years, even ones who haven't been here for so long, they're dying alone. They're dying alone. This is a crime against humanity. The lockdowns do so much more hurt than they do help. And if anybody has any other reasons that I missed, please throw it in the chat, tweet it up at us. Let us know how you think the lockdowns can be more harmful than helpful. Fam, let me get to the next slide. So you can get a all-trip vacation expense paid to Australia to one of their camps, right? Okay, it's called Paradise in Australia. Check out this clip we've pulled.
Lovely, beautiful.
Give you a warning, yeah? It's an official warning that you have to stand above and obey the rules while you're here, yeah? And that's, we have to go the rules again. I don't care.
So am I allowed to go to the laundry?
You're allowed to go to the laundry, but you got to wear a mask, yeah?
Yeah, righto.
And you definitely can't go up to fencing rods, but you're allowed to go to the laundry, yeah? That's always been the case, yeah?
Right, so if I was sitting just here, which is right near the fence, why are these guys in a cabin that's right near the fence? It makes no sense, does it?
But you can't leave your balcony to go to the fence to talk to somebody else.
So if I was at that balcony...
So we always say there has to be lines everywhere drawn, yes? And one of the lines is you cannot leave a balcony, you cannot go to someone else. Where it makes no sense or doesn't seem right to you, that is the line, and that's what the law is, yeah? And that's how it goes, yeah?
The law. There's a law that says that.
Direction, yeah? There's a code direction, yeah? And how the behavior must be done, especially in this area, because it must be highly infectious, largely infectious.
Highly infectious when all of us people are negative.
So far, the risk is still very high, yeah? While you're here, can we just do that? Otherwise, the next time it's a $5,000 fine. We don't want to do that.
It's a $5,000 fine if what?
If you breach again.
If I walk out onto that path.
Without your mask on, for no reason other than...
If I cross that yellow line that I've broken the rule, I will be issued with a $5,000 fine.
That's right.
Right.
If that doesn't scare the bejesus out of you, fam, I don't know what will. And Walker Bragman won't be happy until we're at this level.
Yeah, those people to me are the most dangerous because they're the ones that will be okay. And you know what, Costa, let's be real here. What's happening in Germany, you know, what's happening in Austria, what's happening in Australia. That is, this is how fascism begins. Standing by or cheering it on because you think somebody is inferior, because you think somebody is dirty, because you think somebody is uncouth, because you think somebody is less than because of whatever the reason may be, right? That it's the same mentality behind it. And that is something that every so-called anti-imperialist, pro-liberty, pro-freedom, both ends. This isn't a left-right issue. This is a human issue. This is, are we losing our humanity issue when you stand by idly as this is happening? I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous right now.
Man, most people are going to say, well, Fiorella, you're wrong. This is a public health issue. You're walking around as an incubator, being able to pass this virus on because you don't want to comply by these rules, and we got to keep people separated and whatnot. But the thing that just drives me crazy is that you can't even have that argument, because when you really try to present the science in different forms of treatment, then you're censored. So it's the fact that they control the whole narrative. That's why censorship is so awful, is because if you laid everything out on the table, we had a discussion about this, and we actually looked at the science, we would probably think differently across the board. But when you have the mainstream media in the pockets of the sponsored by Pfizer, of the big pharma companies, you're going to get a different story and a different narrative. And it's crazy to see people like Walker Bragman, who are supposed to be the leftists that are supposed to call the truth out. But it's not that scary now, because we understand that these people, they just want jobs, fam. They want to be like Rachel Maddow and Don Lemon and stuff. They want to replace them once they go. And the same format, not replace them like we're trying to do as real information and real news. That's the difference. Yeah, no, that's exactly it. They want their own bourgeois, progressive, takeover, but it's got to be like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like that, if that is the left, I want no part of that. Because that is fascism. Like if you start segregating people, separating them because of whatever one condition, I'm so sorry. That is going too far. And more people should be absolutely appalled by what's happening. Yeah. Well, I think there are a lot of appalled people, fam, and they're just silencing their voices and stuff. Look what they're doing to us right now. They took down your Twitter, you know what I'm saying, right? A day before we're supposed to go. People are telling us they're not getting the bell again, or not hearing what's up. They're going to silence the voices that speak the truth. Not my truth, the truth. We're going to play this one video right here from somebody who just came out of these facilities in Australia. And then we're going to jump on over to the Rokfin after, guys, to give you some more opinions about what's going on. You don't want to miss that. So now's your chance. Do we have the link up in the chat real quick? Can somebody put it up? Jilly Love usually is good about putting it up in the YouTubes. But we're going to play the video, y'all. Come on over to Rokfin and check out the rest of the show.
I just waited for someone to come and test me. No one came to test me. The next people who rocked up at my house were 2 other police officers. They blocked my driveway.
These are actually uniformed police officers, normal police officers.
Yeah. So then the police officers blocked my driveway. I walked out and I said, "What's going on? Are you guys testing me for COVID? What's happening?" They said, "No, you're getting taken away and you have no choice. You're going to Howard Springs. You either come with us now and we'll put you in the back of the divvy van, or you can have a choice to get a COVID cab." So of course, I chose the COVID cab because they said, well, if we're to take you, we're going to hand you a $5,000 fine. So, of course, I didn't want that to happen. So I just said, look, I don't consent to this. I don't understand why I can't just self-isolate at home like a lot of other people are doing. And they just said, we've just been told from higher up where to take you, and that's all that there is.
Time in the segment where we go over to Rokfin, the Rokfin Revolution, where we can speak our mind without the censorship from big tech. We want to thank all of you all who are on YouTube today and other outlets checking us out. Unfortunately, we can't stay on that channel they don't let us speak the words that we need to speak. You know what I mean? We have to use codes like boop boop and stuff. So going over to Rokfin, it's ROKFIN.com/the Convo Couch. You can go on over for free. You don't have to sign up, but if you do get a chance to sign up, we'd love you to do that. And if you have a few extra bucks a month for $9.99, you can come on and be a monthly subscriber, get our private content for not $9.99, plus get everybody across the board who's on Rokfin, the MCSC network, Mindy, Slow News Day, and Steve, Jason Burmis, who Fiorella was on the show this morning. You got to check it out. Alex Rubinstein's over there with Mila and their new show, guys from the Gray Zone like Max Blumenthal, Ben Norton, they're showing out, of course, Jimmy Dore, our old good friends, Ron Placone, Graham Elwood, they're all over there. Go ahead and check it on out. This is Pasta Jardula. We're going to swing on over to Rokfin. Thank you so much to everybody who threw that money into PayPal. Thank you to all who do our GoFundMe, who let us get our boots in the ground so we got our asses off our couch and went and saw what really was going down so we can bring it back to you. We'll see you in 2 seconds on Rokfin. Join us there. Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, fam. I just want to make sure we don't go back on YouTube's. I want to make sure it was cut. Give us 2 seconds, guys, just to make sure it's what. I think it's over. I think we're alone now. No, we're still on YouTube. We got to get cut on YouTube.
We're still on YouTube. Oh, he's got to do it. Hold on 1 second.
Didn't tell me. Don't tell me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.